Right, I need some Yorkshire tea. By heck, both subscribers now. Ferraris, fast cars. It's not stopping us. Hello and welcome to the channel, and welcome to a video that's a little bit of an aftermath. Well, aftermath sounds like it was some sort of a zombie apocalypse, but I thought it would be quite interesting to do a video after the Ilkley camp. Well, it's still kind of fresh because we're a little bit further into the week now. To let you know how it all went and how it felt as my very first wild camp, and whether you should learn from my experiences and the mistakes I made and the things I did wrong. So we're going to jump into that straight away, and I've got a few notes here from people that were mentioning things on Reddit, from the hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Well, 2 subscribers I've got, but welcome to the new channel anyway. So the first question I've got is, how does it feel to wild camp on your own? Initially during the day, you know the nighttime is coming, and there wasn't really any intimidation for me to actually stay out on the moors. Having got back from the moors, I'm glad that I didn't. There's a lot of friends basically who sent me documentaries about the UFO scenario and the aliens and everything else that had been documented. There are documentaries here on YouTube that discuss the aliens and everything to do with Menwith Hill, including the black puma or the panther, like a kind of tiger that was set loose, escaped from somewhere that's out there on the moors. Well, I didn't experience any of that. So really, the only time I actually thought, what am I doing here, is just as it was getting dark. I thought, well, now it's too dark really for me to hike back to the car, being nearly 7 miles away from where I left the car, and it's pitch black. And that sense, that just glimmer, that sense of, I'm on my own out here. If anything goes wrong, I'm fudged. So there wasn't really that amount of fear, but initially when I got into the tent, it did go through my mind of thinking about a newspaper clipping of hiker found dead, murdered, out on the moors. You know, I live in Bradford, and we live in these times where I just thought, maybe somebody's followed me up, or maybe those 2 mountain bikers from that video come back and they're going to mug me. Now, the only strange, kind of a little bit freaky thing I had was about 3:30 in the morning. I felt, you know, when you turn the subwoofer up on your stereo, I felt a poof. And about 5 seconds later, the same thing again. Poof. It wasn't outside the tent, it felt like it was coming through the ground. It was the weirdest thing, only 3 times, and it happened again later into the night about half past 5. Now, you could say up at Menwith Hill, were they turning a UFO on in the underground base? Because we know there is at least 50 levels into that American spy base, which is only about 1.5 miles away. Oh, sorry, it would have been 5 or 6 miles at that point. But there's definitely, not my imagination, I felt something come through the ground. So the fear of that wasn't immense, but there was a little bit of an trepidation for me to stay out on the moors on my own, but nothing that really, I don't know, it's a difficult one because all my friends have said they wouldn't do it. So I feel like I've earned the badge for the big Borlocks. Yorkshire lad, I went and did it, so badge of honour. Kind of proud of myself a little bit. What kit did I regret taking? Not a huge amount, to be honest with you. I do wish that I had taken the holy grail of water purification, because I took 3 large flasks of water, and they're really heavy, especially during the day when the weather is blindingly hot. So what I will do next time is I'm going to research a little bit better and find out where local streams and rivers are and things like that, and we will use the grail. Incidentally, I will be doing a video on the grail down at the canal to test it out, because I'm still a little bit dubious. But regrets on actually taking the kit, not a huge amount. What do I wish I had more of? Food. What I didn't anticipate was, during the day I had a meal, breakfast before I went, and then I had lunch out on the moors, something to eat at night, and in the morning I had some breakfast. But you've got to take into account, as a new wild camper and new to this whole experience, is the amount of energy that you're burning by walking through bracken and heather and climbing hills. Your energy level spikes and drops, and you're going to get a lot more hungry, and you're going to want to eat a lot more. Can't get my teeth in today. So you want to be taking sneaky snacks and take more food than you think you will actually need, because I was really quite hungry on the second day and I had quite a way to hike back to the car. Overcoming fear. Well, we've talked about the fear aspect of camping and wild camping. That was my first, and it was a scary place initially. I didn't really recon the place, as it were. I just went and did this because I thought, if I'm going to jump in, I want to jump in at the deep end, and that's what I'm going to be doing on this channel, trying things I've never done before, learning, making mistakes, and hopefully you can be with me on my journey as I make these mistakes. So overcoming the fear, just get it out of your head that somebody's going to attack you, somebody's going to murder you, aliens are going to anal probe you. Just try and get that out of your head, and eventually it does pass. Next question is boredom. Now, here in the UK at this time of year, the light had actually started to drop at about 7:30, and by 8:30, there was the most beautiful sunset you've ever seen in your life. But it was that point it kind of hit me as a new wild camper. What do I do now? Because out on the moors, you can't have a fire. There's really not that many wooded areas out on the moors. And if you do light a fire, because it's quite high up from the town of Ilkley, people are going to see that from miles away. So you can't keep the fire to keep you warm and just mull over your thoughts. So I didn't take a book, I didn't take a Kindle, I didn't take anything. And I wish I'd really taken a book to read in the tent by Glowlight or by Head Torch, something on bushcraft or something. Because going to bed at 8:30 makes it really difficult to sleep. Food we've talked about. Things that I will be doing to improve my experience and the videos for you here on the channel is I want to do a kind of Ramir's bushcraft course. So if you're interested in following the things that I learn and the experience of the kit, such as the hatchet, the saw, the fire starting kit and all these things, we can learn these things together. So I hope you find that an enjoyable experience. I am doing an orienteering course, a national accredited course in November, and I will take the GoPro and we'll document that together. And hopefully you can learn something again as I learn as well. What I would like to ask you as quite a new channel is suggestions on places to wild camp. I kind of got the feeling from when I've done other hiking videos and been to different places in the UK, I prefer the sort of farmland, woodland, streams and rivers. And while the moors is beautiful, because you can see for miles, though that kind of experience I find a little bit dull. Yes, the vistas are amazing, and the sunsets and sunrises are absolutely epic, but it's that being in the forest, and I think being in the forest at night on your own will probably take the fear factor from, say, a 6 up to a 10, because Blair Witch and all these stupid things that we think about will probably be tenfold. So I'm going to have the badge of honour is staying on Ilkley Moor when it's aliens and weird stuff going on up there on your own. But I think for me, the woodlands one will be the second badge. And all those wild campers out there who've done this before are probably going to go, what an idiot! What an idiot! But yes, you got to remember, I'm quite a noob when it comes to wild camping. So if you've made it this far and you've got any questions that you want to ask me, as my experience as a wild camper for the first time and you're thinking of doing it, let me know what kit you've got, what you suggest I take, places I should go, things I should learn before I go out on my own. And every single part of it will be taken on board, and I will thank you in future videos. So welcome to the channel, welcome to Boots on the Ground. It's called Boots on the Ground because I had another channel called Box of Demons where I do military first-person tactical shooters and a little bit of airsoft. But this channel will cover holidays, the great outdoors, and I've got some footage from Wales when I tried to go kayaking. That was a bit of a disaster, but thank you all so far. If you've subscribed, thumbs and like. And all I want to say is bushcraft, wild woman bushcraft, Victoria Blank. If you ever get a divorce, come over to the UK, I will marry you instantly. Because I think you're absolutely bang tidy and you're fit as fudge. Perfect. Thanks for watching. I shall see you in another video coming real soon. I'm Boots on the Ground in the UK, and this is the new channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Right, I need some Yorkshire tea. Bye, heck. Both subscribers now. Ferraris, fast cars. No stopping us.